Anywho, back to this. So you can see the problem with this is that when this is kicked in, when you're in your quiet period, nobody can access this unless you've got. It does not affect the console line, so you can log in via the console line. But if this is you're in, say you're in New York and this router is in Los Angeles, and somebody generates some bad login attempts, it's going to be locked out completely. You will not be able to get into this, um, and that's that could be a reason that you want to determine if this is the best fit for your company as far as this type of security, and then B, something we're going to visit in just a few minutes here, strongly suggest creating an access list for this quiet period that is not this default, so that you can set up a safe list of devices that you want to have access to this router, 24/7, regardless of whether it's a quiet period or not. Because you could see what could happen here. Somebody could just send write a script that just sends bad logins, and if they do it enough, it's going to just continuously have this router in quiet mode, which means that this access list will be applied on your VTY and auxiliary ports, which means that you will not be able to get in. And you can see that I told you I sent 6 more telnet attempts while the quiet mode was invoked, and you can see that those are matched here, and we will see those in the log in just a second here. So let's go ahead and do a show log. Yeah, get all this on here. So I cleared the log, like I said, before I sent these, but it was the same thing. Bad user. All these are going to be bad user. Bad user 1, bad user 2, bad user 3. These are the login attempts that invoke the quiet mode. So now here's a log that we want to look at here. It says still time left for watching failures is 10 seconds. That's that window. Bad user 3, we saw him up here. He's the straw that broke the camel's back. Oops. Who the hell's logging there? That's interesting. All right. Okay, don't know what that was about. Take a look at that in a second. But it gives you the reason. And here's where you see our access list. So this is the first time that a lot of people see this. It's this SL underbar def underbar ACL. And that's when that gets invoked, because quiet mode is on. And these next ones, these are just attempts to log in from R1 that were made when the quiet period was in effect. I thought I had 6 of these. Huh, interesting. I wonder if it just took that long to log those other guys. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Well, that's interesting. So these were all 6 of these attempts were created within the quiet mode, and well, that's neither here nor there. That's just iOS. So we can see the quiet mode began at 13:54, 34.219 seconds, and then if you look down there, this will be 60 seconds later, exactly 60 seconds later, because that's what we set for our quiet mode duration. And again, I think that these were just uRouter logged these later than it should have. It should have logged them up here. Again, that's neither here nor there. Just a little bit of a surprise to see that come up in the log. All right, and one last bit here. Oops. Loin. There's no such thing as loin. So this is our login failures. Oh, that's interesting as well. Oh, I guess I'm learning stuff here, because really this should not have cleared. It says detailed logins, because I actually sourced 2 of these each. Let's see, 1354. That coincides with the last one. So you can see that these are the failures. I'm gonna do something real quick here. I'm gonna actually pause. Oh, screw it, I don't need to pause. I'm gonna go up in Telnet again and use bad user 1. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. just random letters. Let's pop on over here. We don't need to wait for this timeout. You can see that it's logging here. And there's that second one. So there it does show 2 attempts. The last attempt was more recent. I'm not sure why. Okay, well, I'm going on and on and on. But you can see the total login failures is 5. I was expecting 6 from 3 different users, and we had 3. So, I don't know. Could be something goofy with the iOS, or maybe this does time out after. I don't know. I am completely speculating. I guess I'm a little surprised there, because what I did was I used bad user 123 2 times. And so I would have expected to see 2 counts here, which we do see. It does keep count of the number, but blah blah blah. Basically, before I got off on my little tangent, this was just to show you the show login failures. Okay, I'll make this quick. I had paused the video. I think I found out what the issue was. So, show login failures. There's our failed login attempts. What I did when I paused the video last time was that I went in and I changed this blocking period to 60 from 30. I think when I did that, it cleared that login failure. So let's go ahead. Let's make this 69. All right, yeah, I'm a child, I know. Now let's go ahead and do, well, we'll just up arrow, save ourselves some time here. Yeah, so that's what happened. That's why I was surprised by not seeing the previous attempts with bad user 1, 2, and 3. So I guess that is the way to clear this. If you're looking for that, that's a interesting little router trick that you could use to amaze your friends. Actually, if you use that as a way to amaze your friends, you most likely don't have any damn friends. Okay, well, let's move on here. Okay, what I've done here is I've actually invoked the I have indirectly. So I got 61 seconds to do this, so I'm just going to go ahead, and because I can't type and talk at the same time, but that's actually what I'm doing, though I'm not doing either particularly well. So we're in quiet mode, and remember that while we're in quiet mode, the router will apply that access class inbound on our VTY and auxiliary ports. So what happens if we make the mistake of writing the configuration while this is occurring? Okay, so what's going to happen now is that when this eventually times out, which it will do in 24 seconds, it will clear this access class. And I don't know if I showed you that. You can wait around to see if that's going to happen. I can assure you that it will, but don't trust me. So let's take a look at our start config though, because we wrote this during the quiet period. We wrote it when that access class was applied. You can't use a section command with start for some reason. Actually, you can, can't you? No, you can't. Telling you lies all the time. So this will be interesting because we do see that the quiet mode is off. So now our startup, which is a configuration that our router is going to boot into when it loses power or is reloaded, it has these access lists applied. So basically, when you reload this router, it's going to come up and you're not going to have access to this remotely because it's got these access classes applied. So it's going to be logged out. I'm sorry, it's going to block you. And I don't think there's any way to clear this other than, getting somebody to log in locally on the console line. And that's no fun because you don't want to make that call to send somebody to the site at some crazy hour in the morning to hook up a console line and then walk them through fixing something that you've screwed up. I speak from experience, unfortunately. Not a fun event. So let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video one more time here. I'm going to actually reload router 2 and we'll see what happens when it comes back up.